I have 2 words for you. Pork belly. Wait, make it 5. Pork belly, mashed potato pizza. This is pork belly. There seems to be a lot of mystery around it. There shouldn't be. It's easy to cook and freaking delicious to eat. Check this out. Here's how it comes. And as the name implies, it comes from the belly of a pork or pig. And if you're looking at it going, Sam, is that not the same thing as bacon? It is, essentially. This is where bacon starts. But unlike bacon, pork belly is uncured, unsmoked, and unsliced. But I'm going to show you what we're going to do with this, because we're making the best pizza with this today. So here's our belly. We're going to braise it, and that means cooking it slowly in liquid, and it will make it super tender. So we want to cut it up into even sizes. But just let me say first, there's a controversy about whether you leave the skin on or take it off. I like to leave it on because I never know what I'm going to do with the pork belly. I'll show you how to take it off after because it's really easy. I mean, it's easy now, but I think it's easier once the whole thing's cooked. So I'm just going to slice this down the middle this way as evenly as I can into 2 even pieces. And then these guys will cut into 4 pieces each. So find the middle and cut. Look at that. Come on. That's pretty darn even. Am I right? And then these guys get cut this way. Don't be scared of this. This right here is the key to deliciousness in your house. So now everything just goes into a big pot that's going to go in the oven. Okay, we've got our pot, the tight-fitting lid that will go in the oven, and now the pork belly will just go in. Now we add a handful of things to this to make it delicious, starting with some carrots scattered around, some onion, just yellow onion. If you had red onion, could you use that, Max?
Yes.
Of course. White onion?
Yes.
Of course. Celery? If you had red celery, could you use it?
There's no red celery.
There's no red celery. Excellent. But don't forget about these pieces, guys. Look, like these fronds, the leaves of celery, right? All this stuff can just go in, absolutely. There's a lot of flavor in this part, so fling those pieces in. Now here's what I need. I need some kosher salt. And don't be shy because there's a lot of pork in here. And rather than put ground pepper, I'm gonna put like a little handful of black peppercorns. Gather those around. I like the flavor that they give. I've got 4 big garlic cloves that will go in, and I'll just bust them a bit before they drop in. I can't do this one. And now some thyme. And I like to buy the thyme that is what they call this living thyme, right? The little root ball. So just rip off about half of this and drop these pieces in. Gives just a really beautiful flavor. Last is the liquid. And the liquid's gonna consist of 2 things. One is chicken broth. And I'm gonna tell you this. Pour it in till it's about 4/5 of the way up the side of the pork. You can see the smaller pieces are starting to get covered. Last thing is vermouth, which remember, we've had this conversation. Vermouth is a fortified wine. It lives on your shelf. It's a fortified wine. It acts like white wine, it flavors like white wine, but it doesn't go bad. So you can use half the bottle, leave it for 2 months, come back, it's still fantastic. And now we just do this. Put the lid on, and we put it in the oven. Okay, here's the deal. 400 degrees for 1 hour, then turn it down to 200 degrees and let it sit for 2 hours more. And it is perfection. Okay, so this one goes in. And this one comes out. Trust me, I have no intention of pretending. I have no intention of pretending that it's the same one. There's cooking time in there. I mean, why do we have to wait for that? And when you take the lid off, steam, and inside, shrunken cooked pork belly. And look, it doesn't look all that great, does it? But check this out. Take a little knife, take a piece, look. Boop. Soft, tender, super delicious. So let's do this. Let's take these guys out. We want them to cool. Just put them right on here on this rack. The smell from this is really good. And what I want to make sure is that you don't throw out all this fantastic broth vegetable in here, because this is like liquid gold. And you're gonna be able to use this for all kinds of things. So these guys all come out. They're beautiful, aren't they? They're not that beautiful, but wait till you see where we get them. So now let's take this, put this over here. Okay, you don't want to put it in the fridge hot. And we want it to be in there overnight. So you let it cool, and then you're gonna wrap it like this. Look how organized I am. And here's what you've got the next day. Oh look, still not all that attractive, but just you wait. Okay, so here's the deal. You remember we talked about the skin. Perfect example, the skin. I'm just gonna tell you, if you're not super familiar with getting skin off of the pork belly, like I said earlier, now is the easier time to do it. So look at, just like that. If I was gonna do some fancy chef thing and I wanted to score this and crisp it up in a pan, I would leave that on. But for what I'm doing today, I'm just gonna take it off for our pizza. So I'm gonna go like this. See, it cuts, I'm telling you, it cuts so much better now than if it was straight out of the oven. It's pizza time. Pork belly mashed potato pizza. But one of the components for the pizza is a garlic aioli. It's so good. We start with some mayonnaise in the bowl, then the garlic, then a little squeeze of avocado oil, a little kosher salt, a little lemon juice, and a little chopped parsley. And we mix. Let me tell you, the addition of this will be spectacular. So when it comes to the pizza dough, yes, you can make your own dough, but we're already making our own pork belly. Why do we have to do everything, please? Little flour on the work surface. Now we take the dough out. Come on, baby, come on. And we're gonna make a smaller one, so we only want like half of this. You just wanna stretch this as thin as you want it to be. Okay, when you've got it mostly where you want it, take a pizza peel and then put a little cornmeal on it. This will help the pizza come off. And then the pizza will go on top. Whatever shape it is. I say it all the time. I mean, the people that make round pizzas with their hands are frickin' geniuses. This is not gonna be round in any sense. Okay, so I promised the mashed potato pizza. So on it will go some mashed potatoes. And this will just spread out like a sauce. Which I know, it's not a sauce. Sam, that is no sauce. Well, don't you worry about what this is or isn't. It's gonna be amazing. Now the garlic aioli that we made, some cheese, a little mozzarella. One more thing before it goes in the oven, a little red pepper flake. Now we put this on a baking sheet, and those little ball bearings of cornmeal help it slide off and into the oven. All right, so 12 to 15 minutes at 425, but now we get the pork belly ready to go on top. And in we go. That's what you want to hear. This is what you're looking for. And this is going to take maybe a minute and a half a side or so. And what happens is the fat starts to melt, the whole thing gets delicious, super tender, and then we'll be very happy to put this on top of that pizza when it comes out. We want all these pieces gorgeously crispy and unctuous like this. So these are ready, so is the pizza. And we're there. Check this out. Look. Oh boy. Nice. Nice, let's set it down, come on. Ow. Ow, look at, beautiful. Beautiful, man. Now we're just gonna scatter pork belly on the top. It's what a ridiculously delicious pizza this is gonna be. Oh, come on, is it too much? Is it too much pork belly?
No.
You think it's too much pork belly. So now, a little kosher salt, a little more parsley, and just a little drizzle of good olive oil, and we're there. Let's have a bite. I've spied these guys right here. I want to go like that. Ow. I want to go like this and like this. This guy. That's the bite right there. So, was the mashed potato necessary with the super unctuous, fatty pork belly and the cheese? Probably not. Should you do it? 1,000 fricking %. 1,000. Oh my God. Okay, so like us, subscribe and comment, and get your head around making that. Screw it. Put mashed potatoes on everything. And pork belly on everything.